I remember being 21 like it was yesterday. The world seemed full of possibility, yet oddly fragile. I had just graduated from college and felt as though I were standing on the precipice of something. My sister Anna, 2 years younger, was always the one who seemed grounded. She knew what she wanted. She knew who she was. But me? I was the dreamer, the one always floating in a sea of thoughts and ambitions, unsure of which direction to go. It was Anna who first told me about Michael. She had met him at one of her work events, a corporate mixer for her company. He was in his early 30s, sharp-looking in a suit, confident but not arrogant, and charming in a way that was almost magnetic. I had seen men like him before, men who could talk their way into a room, make everyone feel like the most important person there. But there was something about Michael that made my heart race. I didn't know it then, but Anna was already sizing him up. When I first saw Michael, I thought he was perfect. His smile made you feel like you mattered, like you were the only one in his world. The first night we spent together was electric. We talked about everything, our hopes, our pasts, the things that haunted us. He made me feel like I could be myself, like the person I was hiding inside could finally come to the surface. I felt seen. For the first time, I wasn't the second choice to Anna's success, the one who never quite found her way. With Michael, I was the one who mattered. Anna was cautious, as always. She watched us closely, never letting her guard down. She would say things like, "Lily, be careful. He's not like other men. There's something off about him." But I couldn't hear it. How could I, when everything about Michael made me feel so alive? But there was one moment I'll never forget. It was early on in our relationship, just a few weeks in. We had spent the night at his apartment, a place that was sleek and modern, but oddly empty. It didn't feel like a home. I woke up in the middle of the night to find him standing by the window, staring out into the city skyline. His back was turned and I could see the faint outline of his silhouette against the dim light of the streetlights. "Michael?" I whispered. But he didn't respond. I got up, walked over to him, and placed my hand on his shoulder. "What's wrong?" He didn't flinch. He didn't even acknowledge me. Just stood there, his eyes fixed on the dark streets below. I stood there waiting, not knowing what to say. After what felt like an eternity, he finally spoke, but not to me. "I'm sorry," he muttered, more to himself than to me. "For what?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. He turned to face me, his expression unreadable. "You don't need to be involved in this. You don't need to get tangled up in the mess I've created." It didn't make sense. I didn't know what he was talking about, and I didn't press him for an explanation. In that moment, it was just us. Two people connected by something stronger than reason. I believed in him. I wanted to believe in him. But Anna was right to be cautious. Over the next few months, cracks began to form. Small things at first. Michael would disappear for hours, sometimes even days, with no explanation. He'd come back as if nothing had happened, always quick with a reassuring smile and a story about business trips or late meetings. But I started noticing the small changes, the subtle shifts in his mood. The coldness when he thought I wasn't looking, his phone, which he always kept locked, buzzing incessantly in his pocket. And there were the things he would never talk about, his past, his family, the things that seemed to haunt him whenever the subject came up. Anna, ever the observer, didn't let it slide. "Lily, please. I know you're in love, but don't ignore the signs. There's something you don't know about him," she would say. "I'm telling you, be careful." But I refused to listen. I was in love. Love, I told myself, was enough to make anything work. And Anna, as protective as she was, couldn't possibly understand what it felt like to be seen the way Michael saw me. Then, one night, everything changed. I was out with friends, just a casual evening, when my phone rang. I glanced at the screen, expecting it to be a friend, but instead, it was Michael's number. I answered, confused. "Lily." Michael's voice came through the phone, but it didn't sound right. It was strained, desperate. "I need you to listen to me. I can't come home right now. Something's happened. I'm in trouble." The blood in my veins turned to ice. "What's going on?" I asked, my voice shaking. "I can't explain it right now. Just, please don't come looking for me. Stay where you are. Trust me, Lily." And then, the line went dead. I called him back, but the phone rang and rang with no answer. My mind raced, panic setting in. I didn't know what was happening, but I could feel it in my bones. Something was horribly wrong. I rushed home, hoping it was all just a misunderstanding, but when I got to his apartment, there was no sign of him. His car was gone. The lights were off. There was nothing but an empty, lifeless shell of a place that had once felt like home. That night, I stayed awake, waiting for him to return. But he never did. Days passed. No word from Michael. No explanation. His phone remained disconnected, and I was left with a growing sense of dread. Anna tried to comfort me, but even she was beginning to worry. "Lily, something's wrong. I know you don't want to believe it, but he's hiding something." "I can feel it," Anna said. "We need to figure out what happened." But I was already starting to fear the worst. I couldn't shake the feeling that Michael was gone, disappeared into thin air, leaving behind nothing but questions. And soon, those questions would lead to answers I wasn't ready to face.